Good evening, everybody. How you doing today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania Live Podcast. It's great to have you with us for this Wednesday, I should say, the 25th day of October, the year 2017. And of course, this is yours truly, and Joel Perry, coming alive and at you from the busy streets of Brooklyn, New York, right here in the campus of Long Island University. And today we're gonna talk to you a lot about what's going on or we should say recap Game 1 of the 2017 World Series and also we're gonna preview Game 2, which is coming up on the top of the hour. Game 2 of the World Series, when Justin Verlander looking to even the series at Chavez Ravine before they head back to Houston as they face Rich Hill of the Los Angeles Dodgers, as the Dodgers looking to go up took a commanding lead 2-0 in the 2017 World Series. Now before we recap Game 2, let's discuss Game 1. And as we expected, when Dallas Keuchel and Clayton Kershaw went at it, the two best pitchers in baseball, as I told you yesterday, that the starting pitcher for the Astros, the bullpen is not as sharp and it's not as strong as like the Dodgers are. However, if you get into their starting pitch, if you hit the only way to beat the Astros, you gotta get into their starting pitching, and that's exactly what the Dodgers did yesterday. As Justin Turner, I'm telling you, he continued to be Mr. October or Mr. Reliability, whatever you want to call him. He's having a sensational year, and if he's not in the discussion of the batting title for 2017 MLB season, he should be. But it doesn't count in the postseason. But but nonetheless, he's the reason why that the Dodgers have the best record in the National League, but in baseball. And as I mentioned, he did it. He did it again. 1 for 4, two solo home run, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, and in the result, you're looking so sharp. But right now, the Dodgers just looking hittable. And Rich and the other guy who hit a home run, I keep forgetting his name. It'll come back. Oh man, it'll come back to me. How can I forget? I forgot the other guy who hit a home run. But without less, it was a well-pitched game. It really was. Dallas Keuchel didn't pitch a bad game, but he has some pitches that he would love to have back. The Dodgers are just hitting. The Dodgers offense is just so freaking good. I don't know about great, but they've been so freaking good, and they picked the right guy, and this is why the Houston Astros made this move to have Justin Verlander pitch Game 2 of tonight's World Series. They need to win this series. If they don't win Game 2, I don't know if they're gonna win this. I don't know if they can win the rest of the World Series. And let me add this too. The Dodgers' record in the postseason, especially at home, is unbelievable. They are 8-1. And never lost, and haven't had a loss yet in the postseason. Let's see tonight if the Astros could figure out Rich Hill. Because Rich Hill and Clayton Kershaw are pretty much the same pitcher, except for one thing. Rich Hill relied on his curveball more. A little more than you saw with Kershaw yesterday. And Kershaw just looked, as Kershaw is dominant. And you know what? It's time to put this he finally once and for all put this ghost of the postseason and not performing well in the postseason behind. No matter what happens, as Clayton Kershaw turned into Sandy Koufax. For those of you who don't know who Sandy Koufax is, he's the great left-hander that pitched the Dodgers for 1960, early 60s to probably early 70s, right around there. But nonetheless, the Dodgers just look dominant, both hitting and pitching. And I hope it's not going to be a short series. I hope this series is going to be it's going to be seesaw battle. But like I said it before, I'll say it again. The Astros need this game. The pressure's on Houston, because it's a very tricky spot to go, especially in the World Series, to go up 2-0. I will say 75% of the time, when a team go up 2-0, they usually win the World Series. I say 75%. I didn't say 85%. 85% means it can be close, but 75% is a pretty good number. Now let's go into game one. As like I said, the Dallas Keuchel just was having his strikeouts was ridiculous until the bottom of the fifth inning. The fifth inning, let's be honest, especially when he faced Justin Turner, is a pitch he would have to have back. Now, I don't understand. Look, in my opinion, he was trying to be cute. He should have just went outside, because Justin Turner is not really a good outside, really good low ball hitter. But he's very good inside and up. And he just crushed it. If it was in any other stadium, it'd probably go to the upper deck or more. But give the bullpen. I'll give the Astros bullpen credit for this. They kept after that home run by Justin Turner, the Astros bullpen just shut it down. And the Astros had a chance in the seventh inning. And by the way, I'll get to the time in a minute in game one. Where was I? Oh yeah. The bullpen just shut down the Dodgers offense. And at one point in the seventh inning, at the top of the seventh inning, there was a runner on first base, and they had a chance to probably make some noise. And Clayton Kershaw just struck out the side. And from that point on, I knew for a fact that the Astros were not winning this game. They had a long day. And Clayton Kershaw just flexed his muscle to show you why he is the best pitcher, not only in the National League, but in baseball. That is Keuchel too. He's a very solid pitcher. Now, that was probably that World Series game, probably the quickest game I've ever seen. I have ever seen in my lifetime. I never see a World Series game. Now, if you live in the Eastern Time, the game started 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Okay? And in Pacific, the game started 5 o'clock. Usually when a game starts 8 o'clock, it'll finish around 11. This game finished at 10:55. That says a lot. Even in a pitcher's duel, it would finish like around 11. So don't tell me that. I say this to say that if you think baseball needs to shorten up their timing on the thing, listen, listen. When it's a blowout, and I tell people this several times, when it's a low scoring game, the games are shorter. When it's a pitcher's, especially when it's a pitcher's duel. And that's exactly what we got yesterday. What we have yesterday, a real pitcher's duel. Dodgers hit 6. Astros only hit 3. I only had one guy on base the whole entire game. That's unbelievable. So we put Game 1 of the 2017 World Series to rest. Now let's move on to Game 2. As I said on top of the show, Justin Verlander will go for the Mets. And Justin Verlander has his past 4 appearances. You know how many innings he have? You know how many he have? Forget about his ERA. His ERA is 1.46. 1.46 ERA. That's really sick numbers. But you know how many innings this guy have under his belt? Especially this year, postseason? 23 and a half. 23 and a half. When was the last time Justin Verlander? I can't. By the way, I can't recall when was the last time Justin Verlander was with the Detroit Tigers. Probably when the Tigers went to the World Series and was swept by the San Francisco Giants. After that, he haven't pitched this inning and never looked this dominant since 2006. And he still shows he's a hell of a pitcher. And they're going to need him more than ever. Because I said this before and I'll say it again. You don't want to you don't want to go to the Astros don't want to go back home down 2-0 and have the Dodgers in a stranglehold. And moving forward now, come to think of it, if the Dodgers win tonight, I believe it could, and the Astros win Game 3. Let me say if Houston win Game 3 and Dodgers win tonight, I expect to be a real home